Okay, so today I am going to show you the basic use of Visual Basic 2010 Express. I'm going to cover how to add controls, edit the basic properties of the controls that we add, and how to access the code of the controls. Okay, first we want to start a new project. Windows Form application. I'm just going to call this tutorial 01. Go ahead and create that. And once it loads up, alright, so we have our form. We're just going to leave it form 1 for now. Open this up a little bit. I've got some more advanced controls over here that you probably don't have. I'm just going to close them out for now and go to the Windows Form controls. Now, this is probably the most simple tutorial that most everyone has a tutorial for. But anyway, we're going to add a label, a button, and then we're going to edit the code for the button. Alright, so you just come over here, you mouse over it. You can either double click and it'll add one, you can come over here and move it around. I'm just going to delete that. Or you can drag it in like I just did and drop it in there. Alright, now let's just place this right here. Size that back down a little bit. Alright, the one thing I recommend is renaming your controls like as soon as you add them, so it's just more organized. We're going to keep this one simple, call it the info underscore label. Spell label wrong, but alright. We can come down here. This is the properties editor. It should be over there on the right side of your screen here. And you can scroll down where it says text. I'm just going to change that for the tutorial purposes. I'm going to change it to text here with an exclamation mark, and now you see it changes it over here actually. Alright, we're going to add a button. Let's add it down here. Again, I'll just drag and drop that. I'm going to put the text on it over here to change text. And that obviously don't fit, so I'm just going to expand the button a little bit. Drag it more towards the center. Line this up here. It's kind of, however, or actually, I'm going to scoot this over here just in case we change it to longer text. Alright, so the button name. Here's one thing I recommend doing for buttons anyway. Not labels necessarily, but you can follow the conventions all the way through naming everything if you wish. But I normally call it button. Oops, added 3 T's there. Underscore, and then the button name, which I'm going to name this one change text. And you can't have spaces in the button name, but you can have spaces in button text. Alright. Let's make this actually a little more interesting. Let's go over here, find the text box control. And it is right here. I'll drag it in there. Resize it a little bit. And the text, you don't have to set the text for a text box if you don't want, but I'm just going to for the tutorial purposes yet again. I'm going to put enter text here. Alright, and you see it's up there. And for the name, Again, I try to follow the same conventions I do for buttons. You don't have to, but it's just my organization. Textbox underscore textbox name, which I'm going to call this just simply text. Well, just to carry out the conventions, I'm even going to change this label name to label underscore text. Alright, so now we're going to want to access the code, and basically we're going to make it where when you press this button, it'll change this label's text to match whatever is entered in this text box. Alright, to do that, you want to double click on the button. And then it'll bring you up here to your code. Another way to do this, if you want to access the different coding events, it's a little more advanced. But you go over here to the properties, right over here, and there should be a little lightning bolt. And it'll be called events. The little box will pop up saying events. You can click on that, and you've got all your different events for that control. This works for most any control. You can have it where you can click on a label even and it work like a button. But that's a little more advanced again. And then you can just go in there, type it in, press enter, and the event will be named whatever you want to. But as you see, it just has the button name, underscore, and the event name, default. Alright, so when you click the button, we want to take the label underscore text, that's the name of our label, dot text. Now that is the property, the text right here, that's the same property as we found in the label's property over here, right there. That's where you're going to find that first thing. And then you space enter and equals, and you want it to enter the text, you want it to equal the text box underscore text dot text, because that's where it stores the text that you enter and any text that's in it. So right now, if we was to click the button, it would show enter text here on the label. Anyway, this here is all the coding we need to make this program work. Now, if we just go up here, press the little green button, the program compile, load up. Alright, here we go. This is our program. Now, let's enter some text here. I'm just going to enter hello world. Couple exclamation marks. Press the change text, and as you see, it changes it. We can keep changing it to, let's say, Rolling Stones. Can't you hear me knocking like you heard in the intro of this video? And it just pops it up. Now also, just for the sake of things, let's add another button and name it clear, and it'll clear that label. Just to show how to have multiple events. Button underscore clear. Go down here to the name. Name it clear text. And I'm going to show you the other way to do this. Over here, I'm going to go into click. Now, if you don't want to enter a name, you can just go over here, press enter, and it'll name the event for you. Or you can name it whatever you want and press enter and it'll be named that. Alright, so to reset the text to nothing, we'll go label underscore text dot text equals, and we're going to open and close parentheses and just put two quotations there, blank quotation. And that should clear our label. Alright, let's make it change to that. Alright, and clear text. Now the label is still there. It's just got an empty text value, which, just for the sake of things, change text, see, it still pops right back up there. Alright, well, thanks for watching this video. I hope it helped and there's more to come. I plan on covering variables and even getting into coding some programs like an advanced text editor. Well, it ain't really advanced, but it includes more than a lot of tutorials show you on YouTube here, as well as an HTML editor, a web browser, and I'm going to cover the my settings and make it where you can create a login for different users for your programs in future tutorials. Again, thank you for watching this tutorial. I'll see y'all later.